Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay, fine. So my screen is again visible.
So your
This
voice
is
is
this is
cracking.
my, yeah. Just wait.
Screen is visible.
Okay, fine. So in this in our class, this class, I will start by introducing some robustness diagram with some basic course and alternative course of flow. So
Sir, you are not
we'll
audible.
start. Now, am I audible this time? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Okay. So we'll start with the robustness diagram. So we have some basic courses available here. So our basic course starts that we are having some this basic course and alternative course that we are going in yesterday, sorry, a day before classes. So on Saturday or the Friday classes. So this basic course says that a user clicks on the login link and from any number of pages, the system displays the login page. So it says that a user clicks on the login page. So we are having one entity that is known as a user. So this is a actor of system. So this actor is available here. Then this actor clicks the user clicks on the login link. So we are having some a boundary class that is named as a login. So we can draw a login page available here. So this login page is available right from here. So this is user and this is login page. Then what he can do, the user enters their username and password and then click submit. So for user, when he clicks on the login page or any link from the your system, so what can we are having some different entities available. First is the login page. So this login page is a boundary class, and then for this login page we are having a controller class or controller object available here. So that can provide you that can dynamically generate and login we are having boundary and then associated with each other. This is an type top left side. So this is a display login page. So this is a controller that dynamically generates your login page available here. Then what we are having, so we are having a user enters his username and password. So we are having some controllers available that that accepts a username and the password and some required field validators available for us that can that checks whether username or not. Submits clicks on the submit. So we are by entering and checking this from the your text box. We are having some action. So that action is that user clicks. So on click, what he can do that is that some clicks. We are again define an controller that is that checks whether the account exists or not. So we are going from checking the check whether this account exists or not. So there is some entity available here, entity object that is known as a master account that contains information of the account that all the registered users. So it contains all list of all the user as well as their password, credentials, and their login and their different logs for the and their credentials. So next, so while checking that user exists, so we are having again an controller that checks that is does the your account exist or not. So we are having a controller as well as our entity objects available. So this controller and entity objects communicate with each other that provides information to your controller or that is a function. So that function checks the user exists or not. So again now moving to office now again this basic course. So basic course is that if the user is system checks is first. So from the account list wherein if the account exists, then we check whether the password is correct or not. So from that account, retrieve the information from users that what is the username and what is the password associated with username. So if the password is correct, then the system retrieves the account information. So then system retrieves the account information. So see, so again, this is the on the foremost right side, this retrieve information. So this is again an controller class available. So this controller class again says that it retrieves account information. So check it here. So we are having some boundary classes that named start with nouns. Again, we are having some controller classes whose name starts with some verbs or verb noun phrases or noun phrases. Then we are having some entity classes whose nomenclature uses nouns for themselves. So when we are using nouns, so it reflects either it is a boundary class or an entity class, while some functionalities are represented as in verb phrases. So these functionalities are represented as an controller class of your objects. Now, if the system exists, if it exists, then it checks the password, then system retrieves account information and then start authenticating your uh, session. So while moving to the next slide, so what it can do is it retrieves account information from user and account information. We are in different databases available. So we'll make this account again as an entity class. So we can represent our database as an entity class over here. So it retrieves information from your classes, and then what it says that when it is right, then it will start your session. So again, moving to the next slide. So from the login system, it retrieves your account. When it retrieves your account here in the right side, it retrieves your account information right from the above controller. So it retrieve account information. So it retrieve account information. Then it starts session and. So we are having again some controllers that creates your session. So in implementation, you can define it by create session classes or the session classes that manage the session of your user. Now, in addition to that, usually user forgot to include some alternative courses available here. So we are having some alternative courses or the alternative flows available here. So what is the first alternative case is that user forgot the password. So when user forgot the password, so moving back to your login page. So in the login page, when user forgot his password, so what we can do is that we'll provide some forgot page when user clicks on forgot password. So a new controller creates a new page that prompts for your username. So this is here. So when he clicks on the forgot password, so it creates a page. So this is again a controller that clicks on what's my password. So this is again a controller. Then we can generate a new page that displays and prompts user for the username. So this is again functionality. So it will represent it by our controller. Then a controller create a page that prompts user for your username. So again, when your user interacts with your system, so this is again a GUI. So this GUI is being represented as an boundary class of your system. So a user interacts with this prompt username for the user, and then when it submits his information, then we are again having some controller that email his password to the your system. So when we are going for the email system, so this email system or this email functionality is not associated with this current use case. So will not include all those description for emailing and so on. So we'll exclude all the available information here. What we can do is that we just pass our information to the, so we can make an enter. We can have some classes or the packages that include the information of fine. Then again we are having some alternative courses available here. So again again some alternative courses that says that the system displays a message, the second one, the invalid password. So the invalid password says that the system displays a message that username and the password was invalid and prompts to re-enter it. So again we are moving to this case is that does account exist? Yes, this account exists. Then we are going for is password is correct or not. So we are going for is password or is correct. Then we'll retrieve the information. Then if we are having no, if the password is incorrect, then we can go for a controller that displays a page. So this controller makes a display a page that your username or password is invalid. Instead of saying that your password is invalid, so we'll generate a page that is named as a login failure or login pages. So it will display that your information is incorrect, and then if the information is correct, then we prompt it to login credential here. Now the third use case is cancel, that it cancels the user login when user try to enter his detail many times. So we limit it by, let's say, 3 times. So user locks the user account temporarily, or it may depend on your user requirements. So when to freeze account and when to unfreeze your accounts, it is solely depend on different cases or different use cases. So we'll not covering whether when to freeze your account or when to unfreeze your account and what is the requirement. So it is there for these use cases. It says that whenever we are having 3 failures of unsuccessful, or we are having 3 unsuccessful login attempts, then we have to, user must be uh, uh, prompted to call the customer support to reactivate, and will freeze his account for the third time. So again, we are having a functionality that is that the third time failure. If it is yes, then we will go for again a new controller class. That controller class says that if it is a failure for 3 times, then again we create an freeze user account controller that freeze your account, and this information is being stored into your account entity class. So this is just an uh, a way how to create and how to identify what are the different robustness diagrams available here. So first is your entity class, second one is your domain class, and third one is your boundary class. So this is a way you can go for different sources. We are again going for another example. Let's say we are going for show book details available here. Case show details for this course. So course is just so robustness diagram for our book details. So this show book detail says that the customer types in the URL for the system URL for the bookstore homepage, and which the system displays. Then the customer clicks the link on to view a book. So here we are having a customer that is comes from the your shopping package. So we have defined 4 or 5 packages in the earlier classes in the case of use case diagram. Now a customer types in the URL for the bookstore homepage. So he enters the homepage URL. Then we are having a homepage. So user is, or the customer is communicating with your homepage boundary. So this is homepage boundary, and for this displaying this homepage boundary, we are having a controller that displays your homepage. So this is on the top of your diagram. So user enter homepage URL, then it displays, our system displays a homepage to the customer. Then the customer clicks on the link to view book. So again, we are having a boundary that is known as view book details. So when on the home page he clicks on view book details, so customer is again interacting with the view book details boundary. Then we are having some controllers available here. So what is the controller? That controller retrieves the book detail. So this controller retrieves the information of different book, and where it from where it returns the information. So we are having some domain classes available here. So this domain class is named as book. So your retrieve book detail retrieves the information from the book domain entity class and pass it to your view book details. Then the system retrieves the book details and displays the book details. So when we are having some view book details, so retrieve book details generate your view book details boundary class, and after that it retrieves the information of books and create a controller, or it creates a display controller that creates your book display over here. So it creates an book details JSP over here, so which contains the different information of each a book that is being seeded from the user. Now, mapping your alternative courses available here. So for the alternative courses, which says that the system displays book detail not found. So if the book detail not found, then we have to generate and again a display controller that generates dynamically a page that says that book details not found. So again, this book details not found is again boundary class here. We are in some problem with this use cases. So can you tell me what are the different problems associated with this use? Anyone from your class? Okay, fine. So no reply. So first is that you can check the first that user enter his home page and then click link. So this click link right from the customer to your view book details, which says that the customer can directly go for view book details. So that the click link that should come from the home page boundary instead of directly communicating with your user. So what we can do is that we can we can create a link right from the home page to the view book details. So we can modify this. So we can remove this click link from customers to view book detail. Then again some problem, that is we are having two boundary classes available, which one says that which is view book detail page. Again, this is view book detail page. So we are having two problems with this view book detail page. First is that it's a flow of information, so it must come from the home page. Second one says that we are having two view book detail pages. First is view book detail, so this is connected from your customer, and again this book detail JSP. So both this boundary contains your book details. So instead of having two same boundary, what we can do is that we can merge the view book details into a single boundary page. Then third problem again associated with this book detail page. So we cannot include our technical concepts in our in our robustness diagram. So instead of having book detail JSP, what we can do is that we can remove this JSP word from here. So we are not stuck to any particular technology over here. When we are having some view book details and book details JSP, so for when we are merging this view book details and book details, so right from this view book details, so its name starts with verb instead of noun. So what we can do is that we can go when we are going for the merging this view book details and book details JSP. So what we can do is that we can have a boundary class that should be named with noun and a noun plus verb, or either noun page. So let's check what are the corrections. So these corrections are, so the corrected robustness diagram is as follows: that the customer enters his homepage URL. So display links or a display controller that generates your homepage, and it retrieves the information when it clicks. So checks for book details. So we are again. So our first correction is that we should go for a click link from the home page boundary. So this home page boundary is now removed from the customer, and it is linked with your home page. So home page, from the home page to click on the link, which generates a page that is display your book details. So it is again a controller. So that this controller generates a book detail page. Now before that, this displays link, we are we how to retrieve the list of books. So we can retrieve the book from two classes, either from the catalog, either from the book list. So what is more comfortable for you? You can go for either catalog or you can go for the book list. So it solely depends on the user require what he wants. Either he wants information or he wants overall information of your book. So you can either go for the catalog or you can go for the book list. Now in addition to that, we have merged the view book details and the book details page. So it is now a single page, that is book detail page, and now it is again renamed as a book detail page instead of starting with the view. The next, again we have removed this JSP over here. So this named as a book details page. Now when we are going from the display book details, so what we are having is that we have to retrieve the book details. So we are having some entity classes, that is book. So we retrieve the information and displays to the user through a boundary book detail page. Otherwise we are having alternative course or alternative flow, which says that a book is not available, so book is not found. So we again generate a page which says which is book details are not found in our library. So again we are going for write customer review robustness diagram. This is again simple example. So what is that example? So this example says that the customer clicks the review button for the book. So customer clicks the write a review button. So we can start it with a customer, and then we are having a write review button. So this is a boundary. With boundary, what we can do is that we can associate a controller with this write review button that generates this write review button. So again we can have a generator. So this is again generator. This is controller classes. Then again for this, in addition to that, the next is that a customer clicks the write review button for the book, which is he is currently viewing. So a book is displayed. So book is being displayed from here. So book right from the your just below your customer. So his book and he book. Now if he wants to write a review for this book, so we are having a review in this book. We are having a write review button that has been called to write a review. So we are having a write a review page available, that is in boundary. So customer clicks on the write review button, so we'll get a write review page. Then again, so this says that he is currently in the system shows the write review page. So write review page is available. Customer types in a book review, it gives it a book rating out of 5-star and click on the send button. So customer and click send or send. Then after sending, the system ensures that book review isn't too short and or it isn't too long. So we are having controller. We can say that we can add a required field validator to this boundary classes, which says that its size, the review size should be limited in between, let's say 50 characters to 300 characters. So below 50 characters, it should not be allowed to send. Above, let's say 1000 characters, it is not allowed to to submit your button. So we are having controller classes which checks different functionalities. Then again, the book rating should be in between 1 to 5-star. So again, we can create an required field validator, that is in case of OAD, it is our controller classes. So this controller class of the object checks whether the rating is allowed within our particular range, that is from 1 to 5. So we are having this range. Then the system displays a confirmation page and review is sent to the moderator that is to be added. In addition to that, we have to create a confirmation page, and we have to go for include a moderator information. So now we can add moderator in this case. So in addition to that, what we are having, so again we are rewriting, or again we are checking this diagram. So first is that your customer clicks a write review button, so we need a, book detail page that is being generated from our previous robustness diagram, that is this robustness diagram. So we'll include this robustness diagram or this functionality again in here. So clicks when user clicks a write review button, so we have to add book detail page that is being displayed from your user, and after entering the review information, so user clicks on the review, and then he likes to send his rating or the review of this information. So we are having a controller class that generates both pages. Now, when we are having this write information available, so we can have a confirmation page right from your moderator. So this moderator, when we are having some confirmation page, so we can invoke our information. So we can it invokes an information. So in the implementation part, what we can say that we are having some notification. We can generate some notification to the moderator that some review has been come from particular book. So you can check whether it is appropriate or not. So then it's out of this scope whether it is being the review is correct or not. But we have to just create some notification to the moderator that a particular review has been written by some author for a particular book. Now, in addition to that, what alternative courses? The alternative courses is that user is not logged in. When user is not logged in our system, so first we have to create a login page so that he can review his page once he is logged. So again, we have to whether your user is logged into your system or not. So we have to create or display. We have to check first whether your user is logged in or not. So we have to check it from the session. So whether a user is logged in or not. So we will check it by in the background process. So we will create some controller classes. That controller classes check whether from the session classes where your system that your user is logged in or not. So we are in customer session entity classes that store the particular logged value of your users. So if the user is logged, then he can directly go for your display controller that generates your write review page. Otherwise, he is not logged into your system. Then we have to create an login page, whether from where your user logged into your system. And then we can go for write reviews. Then the second alternative courses available is that the user enters a review that is too long. So we had already go for is the book review length is okay. So we had already included those, that is either it is too long or either it is too short. So we had included this. Then again we are having some problems associated with these use cases is that is the book review length is okay, then is the book rating is allowed. So if it is yes, then it goes for the confirmation page. So in case whether when the review rating length is not okay and is this review rating is allowed in range, So this is again the false case. So we have to create two display pages available here. So we'll include this two display pages here. So that will create an boundary class that says that your review is rejected, or you can alternatively modify your reviews. So we can add this two review pages available here. So this is two controller class plus one boundary class that shows the information that your review is not been accepted by the moderator. Now, in addition to that, when we are in, created this robustness diagram, we have identified certain things. So for these certain things, we have to again update our domain model so that our domain model will be reflected to your domain classes. So on the left side, we are having our previous domain model that has been generated before your use case. Then in the right side, we are having updated domain model. So what is the difference between both these is that we have three classes here. The first class is that customer session. Why? Because we have to check whether your user has logged into your system or not. So we have to create a customer session classes that is been reflected in the red color. In addition to that, we are having some information available for this books. For this book, first is the synopsis available. So this synopsis is some information class or some description about your book, particular book. Then what is the title of book? So we are again here we are having some attributes available here. So we can add few attributes. So in the iterative class or in some incrementation, what we are getting is that we can get some functions, as well as we are having some attributes that is being generated or appeared in our domain classes. In addition to that, each book has some book reviews. So for the book reviews, we are having two properties associated with the book review. First is that the rating. So this rating should be in the length 1 to 5. So this is being, and second one is the review text. So this review text is again asked. So this is how we can update our domain model so that it should be. This is a way how we can generate our final class diagram. So these are the earlier steps of generating our class model. So we can say that this is how we can generate some your use cases, UML diagrams from the beginning. So from the beginning, we had generated a domain model. Then after that, we like to cover the dynamic state of our system. So we have created use cases. Then after covering the use cases, we like to review this use case description. So we had reviewed and modify our use case texts. Then what we did is identify three basic types of classes. So first type is then we the noun based on your natural language. What do can have we can update our domain model so that we initially in this phase we can have some attributes related to some classes, or we can identify some more classes in our system. So these are in this case we have identified three more classes for the domain diagram and with some attributes available here. This is for today's, and if you are having some problems, you can ask me. Any problem?